Welcome to the Doc Gallagher Radio Highlights. Doc is on the air Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. on KAAM Legend 770. Got a question or a comment for Doc? You can reach him at 1-800-GFG-4DOC. Now, here are some highlights from one of Doc's top shows.
There are 3 stages with money, just like there are 3 stages of eating. Normally, folks eat 3 meals a day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There are 3 stages to money. Think of the acronym AID. AID, accumulation, income, and distribution. Bottom line, your friends ask you, well, why do you go to Doc's seminars? Why are you a client of Doc's after you with that big broker for 20 years? Here it is. There are only 3 stages of money: accumulation, income, and distribution. Accumulation, those 20, 30, 40 years that you work for Textron, Bell Helicopter, Dallas Independent School District, Presbyterian Hospital, Intel, whatever it was. During those 20, 30, 40, 45 years, you accumulated money. There was risk involved in that because if you're in mutual funds, variable annuities, individual stocks, there was a chance of losing money, and in many cases you did. Then the next stage, income. You want to make sure that income lasts the rest of your life. And then there is the D, distribution. Distribution after you're dead and gone, or when you have to start taking money out for disability or after death, you want to make sure that money doesn't all go to the IRS. You're independent. Independent investment educator, Dr. Neil Gallagher, excels in all 3 of these areas. And if your broker disagrees with me, tell him to call me, and we will have a public forum on this radio show or in the American Airlines Center, and we'll put his or her feet to the fire and make him justify why their commission-driven, fee-driven services excel those of an independent like Dr. Neil Gallagher. Number 1, accumulation. I show you how to accumulate your money with no risk to your principal. No risk to your principal. Warren Buffett, richest investor ever, said rule number 1 is protect your principal. Rule number 2 is see rule number 1. When you protect your principal, you don't have to recover from 20%, 40% losses. You can keep on building, building, building because your principal is protected. I show you how to build wealth while protecting your principal. Your stockbroker does not do that. Your mutual fund salesman, your insurance salesman does not do that because they are handcuffed. They are censored in what they can tell you about building wealth. The big office in New York, Los Angeles, St. Louis, I'll prove it. Go into them on Monday and say, tell me the best no-load mutual fund. They will run from a no-load mutual fund like Dracula from a crucifix, because it's not commission-driven. All you say, tell me about the ideal investment. Ideal investment, when the market goes up, I go up. When the market goes down, I still get. They don't want you to own that because they make money by moving your money. Watch my lips. The stockbroker for Edward D. Jones or A.G. Edwards or New York Life or Merrill Lynch or Morgan Stanley, Dean Witter, whoever it is, Fidelity, they make money by moving your money and by having a hefty mutual fund fees or variable annuity fees. If I'm not telling the truth, colleagues, I know you're listening because you try to refute everything I say on Monday when your clients come in, or you pass it on to your legal department in New York or St. Louis, try to find a way to silence me, but you know I'm telling the truth because I have been there. I know how to, and also, since I've been there and started exposing your practices, Arthur Levitt came out with his book, Take on the Street. Everything I say is documented in Arthur Levitt's book, former chairman of the Securities Exchange Commission, who documents these practices of brokers in business to make money for the big brokerage firm, not for you. I show you how, A, to accumulate money with no risk to your principal. I, the income. I show you how to have guaranteed lifetime income, which will not fluctuate. You're scared to death about your retirement income because, as far as you know, you've got only 2 choices. You've got CDs, those certificates of depreciation, or something else tied into interest. And here's the typical case. Had clients, say, for example, had $100,000 in a CD back, and this goes back several years. Some of them had some of those 10% CDs. 10% means you were making $10,000 a year, which was about $815, $820 a month, give or take. And so that CD came up for renewal and it dropped to 5%. And all of a sudden, your monthly income went from $820 to $410 a month at a time your medical expenses were increasing, at a time you wanted to travel. And it got worse, because when those CDs renewed again, they dropped to 2 or 3%. So your $100,000 is now generating for you about $250 a month when you need $1,000 a month. So anything that you're in that's interest rate sensitive is going to get hammered when that CD or savings account or credit union account is renewed. The other end of the extreme is putting your money in that mutual fund or variable annuity. And the large market indices dropped 35% in this ongoing bear market. Yeah, 2003, we had a temporary run up, and that's good. What's going to happen in this month of October, the most volatile month in the history of the stock market? Traditionally, look back at October. Stockbrokers never tell you to sell unless it's to tell you to turn right around and buy. Because that's how they make money, with your selling and buying and buying and selling and selling and buying. So in the mutual fund, if that mutual fund in the technology indices or NASDAQ indices went down 70%, you know that's not a reliable source of lifetime income. I show you how to get guaranteed lifetime income where you need not worry about changes in interest rates or changes in the market. AID.